back at you, and welcome to Mentology. I told y'all a while back that I was going to explain to you the name Is.Ra.El and why in Is.Ra.El is there Is.Ra.El inside of Israel. Can you explain why would the Most High, the Creator, create the language, whether being converted from Hebrew to English? This is the words that's being used. It's still Is.Ra.El, because to this day, this is what the Jews call it, Israel, because Is and Ra and El is important because pretty much everything that's of high vibration, that's of high intelligence, that's how to do with the Most High, is dealing with the internal. Because Is.Ra.El, you have El on the end of Is.Ra.El, E-L. El is important because you are created with many L's. You are walking on L's. Huh? Your foot is an L. The arch, your feet when you walk, that's an L. This would be your shoe. That arch all the way on up, on down, form an L. Same way on the other side as well too. It would be an L. Your arms, it's an L formation. Each arm, look at that. Each arm forms into an L. Even if you were to bend your leg, it's an L. And it's very important because not only that, when you hold your hands up like this here, you ever told in high school, well, not to say high school, some might be told that high school, but in elementary school, they say, how would you know your left hand? They say, hold your hand out. Hold your left hand out like this here. And you draw. That's how you know this is your left hand, because it's L. Everything is dealing with L. It's why you have El Shaddai, Elohim, El Rahman, El Rahim, El. This is why you have Gabriel, Mike, El, Is.Ra.El. Can't escape El, because Elohim, El, Elohim, bloodline. We are created, some of us, some made, in His image, His and her image and likeness. Is.Ra.El is important because you have the word Hebrew. The first letter, the second letter, in Hebrew is H. And H is the 8th letter in the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. The second letter in Hebrew is E. That's A, B, C, D, E. So you have the first two letters in Hebrew is H and E, which is He. It's no mistake because the Most High is math. Everything's dealing with math. And 8 and 5 is 13. What's important about 13? Because 13 is the 13th letter in the alphabet. It's no mistake when we talk about 13, because 13 is a very powerful number. Elohim is very important because we are given L's laws to stand by. Just like in the name of Allah. The first 3 letters is all right. But when you understand that A-L-L-A-H, Allah, is all at the same time. Because even Allah says in the Quran, Lord of the worlds. Now why would he say Lord of the worlds, plural? What other worlds are there? Also, in the Quran, it speaks about Qatar, the green man Qatar. We know when we're dealing with anything that's green and we're dealing with worlds, we talk about extraterrestrial. Because remember, if they was kicked out of the garden and brought down to the lower world, that means it's saying that they were aliens brought down. Is.Ra.El is important because they go that 3 again. 3 words, Is.Ra.El. It's no mistake, because in Is.Ra.El, you'll understand that when you scramble Is.Ra.El up, Is.Ra.El up, it's no mistake that when you remove is over from Israel, you have the word real. Ra, R-A-E-L, unscrambled to say R-E-A-L, real. Is real. That's why you get Is.Ra.El, because this Elohim is real. The Elohims are real. The God within you is real. There's things that's hidden in plain sight for us to see. But again, everything is dealing with an architectural blueprint. And only one must have an architectural mathematical eye to see the encoded blueprint in creation. Because it's no mistake that you have these pairs. It's no mistake that you have these letters, these numbers inside of you. What's equally more important is when you understand the 10 Commandments. In the 10 Commandments, one of the important ones that the Creator says, "Thou shalt have no other God besides me." Now, excuse me. That's very important, right? But if you understand 10 Commandments again, is 1 and a cipher. 1 and a cipher. Remember we talked about the O is nothing more than a halo. The O is dealing with a cipher. Remember back in the day they used to say, Deo, Deo, daylight come and he want to go home. Day. Oh. Now if you remember, in the beginning of Genesis, it says that God created the earth was without void and form, and darkness was on the face of the deep. Touch your face. And darkness was on the face of the deep. Think about that. And it says that God separated the two, that he called the day light. So if the Creator called the day light, I had to speak on this because it's important. Day means light. So if day means light, and light means day, and darkness and void means the opposite of day, because God called the day light and called that light good. So what is the opposite of that which is good? If void and without form is darkness, and God came from darkness, what does that make the God, the creator that they speak of then? In Genesis. And Genesis means genetics. Because you see, for me to come out of darkness, let's say my hat being dark, this is the first institution of racism that was perpetuated by the Bible. Because it's talking about blackness being bad and without form. But if bad is the opposite of what good is the opposite of bad. So you have two distinctions. God came out of darkness, right? So if he came out of darkness, and darkness is bad, supposedly, and bad is supposed to be evil, but yet he called this light good and named that good day light. So what does that make God? You see the differentials. We talking about polarities. We talking about yin and yang. But also we talk about, which is also the womb of a woman. But it's many differentials inside of the differences, inside of the meaning, because it's a mystery. Say the word mystery. When you say the word mystery, you can't get mystery without miss. And you can't complete mystery without mister. Because inside of you is a mystery. Mystery. And it's dealing with a story. So, again, Is.Ra.El is dealing with the Ra. Is.Ra.El. Understand, remember I told you this is being the temple. Inside of you is the temple. And if you a temple, and inside you is the master, inside of this here temple, the teacher, inside of the temple, is Ra.El. And it is real that you have Ra inside of you, that you have the El inside of you, the Elohim bloodline inside of you. It's no mistake that you have in the word brain, be Ra-in, to be Ra-in and understand those same wordings somewhat is also Is.Ra.El. Now understand that inside of you, in your higher mountain, is the Most High Ra. The high point within inside you is the sun, because inside you is that red sun. We're going to talk about that some other time on that. We're talking about the distinctions of the brain and the Ra, and breaking those signs down. But the 10 Commandments is important because, again, the 10 and the cipher. 1 and O. What's so powerful about that? Remember I told you this mystery. And we're going to break down that mystery that nobody is aware of. But again, let's talk about the 10 Commandments, because in the 10 Commandments it said, thou shalt have no other God besides me. So he's saying that there is no other God but me. What is me? What does that mean? Thou shalt not have any other God besides me. So he's saying there's more than just one. Thou shalt not have any other gods besides me. What does me mean? Don't you know that the letters in me is 1, 3, 5, 13, 5? You know, outside the fact that I've been calling myself Anubis, the black jackal. But for those who follow me know that I've been called myself the Prince 513 since 2011. It's so ironic that the ancestors have been speaking through me and in me, that you understand that the letters Thou shalt not have any other God besides me. 2 letters. Me. It's 13. 5. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. What is 1 in the alphabet? 1 is A, right? What is 3 in the alphabet? C, right? What is the remaining letter? E. That spells A-C-E. Ace. 1. Thou shalt not have any other God besides me. Dealing with the chosen one. Dealing with that one. And inside of the vagina of the woman, inside the womb of a woman, is deep because her vajayjay lips, get a little bit graphic. When you understand her lips slide is a 1. When you open that 1, it opens into a circle. 1 in a circle. Because it only takes 1, and then it's only meant for 1 to enter into that portal. And we'll talk about the deep science inside of that because it gets deep. But I want you to understand that Is.Ra.El is dealing with a higher manifestation of the Ra that's inside you. That the Elohim bloodline, that the Els, the elders, the elevator, to elect, to illuminate oneself, you must first open up your third eye. Now it's important because El, you'll find El in pretty much everything. In your electrical volts, you first have the L's. You understand what I'm saying? So, just want to shed a little light to you. You see my little finery that I have on? Well, you know, it's my kids' graduation. They graduated today. And in the word graduate, you hear the word 8 because 8 is a higher calling. 8 is a higher math. Yeah, it's math because you have a cipher over a cipher. You have a circle within a circle. And you understand that an 8 is nothing more than eyes that see. Because once you get your eyes open, you can see more. 8 is also that which is of a spider. I was talking to a friend of mine, a good friend of mine. And we understand that the legs of a spider is 4 one way, 4 the other way. And one of the women really brought it to my attention when she was talking about that on the spider. It shoots out its web out of its hind part, his ass. So, you have that web, 1 web, 4, and 1 web, then 4.